Hey guys, it is July 19th. Just wanted to show I got an EMS worker tailing me now. Saw him kind of come around the corner, and I got an actual EMS worker tailing me. It's a guy in plain clothes. It's actually an EMS worker in plain clothes. Like, he's not even on rounds or anything like that. He doesn't have a uniform on, and he's just in plain clothes. I'm gonna go through these next couple of lights and see if he keeps tailing me. I've been being microwaved all day. The high-pitched noise in my apartment because there's somebody above me, like, that's 1,000,000% sure. And this EMS worker is tailing me. He's tailing me, and oh, there he goes. I think he's gonna try and get around me. I just want to get his face on tape. I want to make sure I get it on tape there. I couldn't get it. He doesn't have a uniform on though. He's just wearing plain clothes. He's got like a goatee and a shaved head, and he was kind of laughing and stuff like that. There he goes. I've been caravanned today by a couple of cops. There's a one. I'll try and get some vehicular stalking. This is, I guess, a good time of the day to get it. I was caravanned by like 3 sheriff's cars this morning. Yesterday I was caravanned by a whole bunch of police. And y'all know what's happening in my city. I live in Louisiana. You know, and they're still, that day, the day that it happened, I was not caravanned by any police. And I was like, wow, at least that's something that's awesome. I mean, at least that's something that makes sense. Like, they would pull police off. And I was like, you know, probably for the next couple of weeks, you know, I'm not going to see any police caravanning me, because they're going to really need to make sure they're going to need to have EMS workers and police, you know, on point in case anything happens. But that is not the case. They started up the next day caravanning me again with the one light people caravanning me. Got caravanned by like 3 EMS workers yesterday. This morning, a EMS, a chief EMS officer. You know, so the day after, they were back on the ball on this. And citizens were caravanning me the day of the shooting. And that's what we did talk about that on both calls that I was on. I fell asleep during the second conference call. It was Derek's call, and he was exclusively talking about that shooting. And they said on that call that this guy who went and shot all these cops actually contacted FFCHS about like a month ago or something, or a couple of months ago. So that every target individual is talking, and they're finding evidence that this guy may have been a targeted individual. So, you know, I was complaining about these people keeping it going after the shooting and how that was risking officers' lives, but you know, this whole thing, what the bad stuff that happened in my city, could be directly related to organized gang stalking. Like, I'm not saying that 100%, because I've heard that, and then I heard from a person who, you know, is really high up in FFCHS that he did contact them several times. So, but I'm not sure 100%, but you know, it's always kind of. And I'm not saying that the situation is hopeless, but it's always kind of worse than I think. You know, I'm like, oh, you know, they're caravanning me while this is going on in my city, and they're really, it might have actually even been directly related to target individuals and organized gang stalking. I can't imagine, because, you know, whoever, if he was a target individual, the group of people raping him and microwaving him and shooting microwave voices into his head, you know, after he did that, after they watched through his eyes the police shootout, because they, you know, may have told him to do that, or I don't know. I don't know the details. I'm kind of just conjecturing. But after that happened, you know, then they're just going to move on to another person. And you saw what that guy did. It's like, and there's an empty trailer. I see a lot of empty trailers. Just people driving around empty trailers. A lot around me. Yeah, I kind of just wanted to get that EMS worker. I'm probably going to stop it on 15 minutes. but I started getting the high-pitched sound. Like, I went to go sleep in the back room at the condo, and whoever's upstairs is making noises on purpose, trying to pretend like he's placing weapons down, and he just keeps on making noise. And I guess they're trying to, like, he has EHF emitters that I know of up there, and he's pouring something into my pipes, but I'm not sure if he has ELF weapons. But he like just kept making constant noises, constant thumping sounds, right on the floor. I guess to make me think he was placing a lot of weapons or something like that. And they started something different that they've done it to me. Occasionally I'll hear a ring right in my ear. Usually the high-pitched sound will be more nebulous, like it won't seem like it's coming right through my ear. But today, both sides of my ear, it was like they were putting it right into the ear, and then like they kept pushing the tone in my ear, and I could feel pressure in my ears. Usually it feels like it's in my head, you know. And then sometimes I'll hear like a high pitch, you know, on one of my ears or something like that. But today they just kept doing it. Usually it's just like I'll hear a high-pitched sound for like a couple of seconds, maybe like 15 seconds in one of my ears, and I think there's a purpose for that, something that they're doing, you know, maybe marking my head or something like that. But today they just kept on putting that sound, and it was definitely through my ears. I guess they may have done it before, but it was just very you know, it was very noticeable, and just kind of it was you know, meant for my ears, you know. It was the guy upstairs, so I'm gonna have trouble with that. I keep going up there, like I'll hear him up there, and then I'll go knock on his door. So I just want to know, I just want to see a face, because my mom's down there. I'm not gonna be able to leave that guy up there, because he's gonna be getting weapons in there. My mom's gonna live there. Like, I mean, I'm going to be leaving, but I don't know what I'm going to do. I can't leave him up there, because, like, the room that he was doing this in is you know, the room my mom's going to be sleeping in. And these people are murderers, and they'll hurt, you know, old women, young women, middle-aged women, pregnant women, women with kids. They just have no lines they won't cross, because they're, you know, the most fucked up cowards in the world that I've ever known. You know, I gotta see his face, you know, before I leave, and I don't know when that's gonna be. Maybe in a couple of months. It does kind of give me a chance to get more evidence. I'm kind of glad that he's by me, so I can get, because I'm gonna be really using my you know, EMF detector, and I'm gonna try and get some stuff. I'm gonna go buy a digital recorder, I think, right now. Since they're pushing stuff through my ear, I might be able to pick up some of the high-pitched sound. Or anything. I'm just gonna put it by me when I sleep and kind of check on it. I'll let y'all know how that goes. Not doing the worst. It was like the whole day was pretty good. I wasn't feeling, you know, not hearing the ringing sound or anything like that. And then I went over, I slept for a little while, and I kind of woke up, and I heard the guy right above me, and then I started it's like the high-pitched sound was just puncturing both sides of my ears, which is different, because usually it feels like more nebulous, like all around my head, and I don't feel it pushing into my ears. They'll occasionally do like a push on my left or my right ear, like a tone, like a high-pitched tone, and I think that there's a reason they do that. Like, but this was just, they just kept doing it. I think they're crazy, so that's why they're doing that. I really don't have any other explanation. They're insane people. There's a one light truck right there, SUV. And the fun continues. The battle continues. But there were some good calls last night. I fell asleep. Like, Derek's call was just about the Baton Rouge shooting, and a lot of people had ideas on that. You know, the way the cops responded, it was very organic and natural. You know, the one of the guys that you probably saw on CNN, he sits on the board. He sits on the board of my charity that I work at, and it was, the cops responded. It wasn't. I mean, it didn't seem like any kind of false flag. But then I heard that it might be connected to organized gang stalking, or that might have been a target individual. I'm just not sure on that. That's just what I've been hearing from everybody. That they're actually even reporting that in the news that he contacted, our group. And then Derek said that he did, definitely. But I mean, it wasn't like I don't think the police or anything knew about it. And so it's like, so I was yelling at my attackers, how, they're cop killers and stuff, because, and there's a one light SUV right there, because, I mean, they're really turning the cops back. I mean, there are cops caravanning me for the last 2 days, right when this happened, when there could be violence towards cops, and they're wasting their time. They're really turning their backs, and they could get them hurt, because they had EMS workers caravanning me yesterday and today too, and those EMS workers need to be prepared to save cops' lives if anything happens. And there's one light gray car coming up right there. Yeah, I might just drive around and get a little vehicular stalking evidence. It's so heavy on me. It doesn't bother me, but I guess they just lie about things that bother you. Like, people say, like, I heard Robert Duncan say, they'll do something to you, and then if it bothers you, they'll keep doing it. But, like, none of this except the murder part of it bothers me. That my family's not safe. I'm not sure if they're going to attack them or have art. I mean, like, I know they attacked my dad, which no one will ever believe me in my life. He won't believe me in my life. And I don't really say that to him. It's just too painful. But they did. They almost murdered him. And then, and I'm just not sure, because this guy is right above my mom. They never, like, when I hear him walking around up there, I'm like, okay, what I do is I'm like, I'm just going to go upstairs and knock on I just want to see their faces. Like, I'm just going to be like, hey, I'm your neighbor from downstairs, and, I just want to make sure I'm not making too much noise. Like, I'm not going to do anything stupid, but I just want to see who it is, so I can kind of tell, because kind of when you look at a person, if it's a man and a woman, or if it's just a guy, one dude, I would know kind of what I'm dealing with. I would know a little bit more. I wouldn't know exactly what I was dealing with, but I'd know a little bit more of what I have to expect, so I really do. I keep knocking. I've gone up there, I think 3 times. I think I might keep doing it because there's a camera in there, so the camera obviously catches somebody going in and out, and then it'll watch me knock on the door and nobody's answering it, and it'll just keep showing that one light, black car right there, one light, truck. I mean, anybody who's not a target individual, look at my vehicular stalking today. It's so many in a row. I mean, it's not even on different streets. They're all vehicles that are in a row, doing it. So please keep that in mind. If you're not a target individual, help us out, because, we are being killed. We are being tortured and killed in the United States. And there's a caravan of sheriffs. There's 2 sheriffs right there. One of them is, like, an idiot. Looks like a sheriff from another parish. Yeah, this is stupid, because those cops just got killed and they're back to it. I mean, that they got cops, caravanning me again. The day of, they didn't have any cops on me. It was just one light civilian vehicles. And then I hear that guy may have been a target individual, which I haven't substantiated in any real way. So I've just heard that from a lot of people. I did hear that, whoa, look at that. It's a Marshmaster. It's like a civilian kind of death weapon or something. No, I'm just joking on that one. But I did hear from some people in FFCHS that he contacted them. So that's a big red flag that